this town. It's such a busy weekend of sports, and we need to celebrate this. We need to celebrate this guy, JC Latham, former Alabama offensive tackle, now a Tennessee Titan. JC, what's up? How are you, man?
How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? I'm glad to be here.
How excited are you, man? Has this kind of set in, or is it's still kind of surreal to you?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't even set in yet. I know it's going to kick in my first game. Just, being out there with the team and my guys and, competing in front of the crowd, that's really when it's going to kick in. That this is real. So,
how tough is it? I don't know, tough is the word, maybe stressful to take in the draft. I'm curious, like, were the Titans one of the teams that you thought you would end up? Did you think you would end up here?
Yeah, I mean, we had our range of teams, from 5 to 10 was where we felt like I was going to land. Every team after that was really excited about me, but they all felt like I was going to be gone after before 10. Just literally the day of and the day before the draft, there was a lot of buzz with the Chargers. So my agent told me, he said that the Titans were really, really wanting me, and they were really concerned that I might be gone to the Chargers before they had to pick. Even when the Chargers were on the board, every camera in the whole building was looking at me thinking I was going to get picked. And it was a really big deal. But, yeah, I mean, he always felt comfortable that the Titans were really going to pull the trigger and put my card in. So, yeah, I really enjoyed my visit here and, felt like this is home.
I thought you were going to go to the Chargers too, honestly.
Glad you didn't.
Glad you didn't. Yeah, JC Latham.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titans offensive tackle JC Latham with us on 3HL.
JC, what goes through your head when you hear your name called?
Let's get to work, man. I was talking to all these teams, man, and they were just telling me, after these top 30 visits, it's a crazy time because, as soon as you get drafted, you'll be out with the city the next day. And you'll, get to see the city and be with your family and do interviews. And then within 2 weeks, you'll be at rookie minicamp. So, I'm more so looking forward to that portion of it and, getting ready to start competing and earning the trust and respect of the building and my teammates.
Can't wait. I have to ask you this because it's all over social media. Your bear hug, little bounce of of the commish. After you did that, were you like, oh no, I think he just had back surgery? I forgot.
So a lot of people don't know this. So when we came and I was there was a charity event for kids the day before, and he was talking to me. He came up to me. He was like, hey, you're going to get picked, obviously. We want to make sure, I just had back surgery on my lower back. So it's like, if you pick me up, make sure you pick me up up top portion of my back by my shoulders, just in case. So, hopefully he's all good. I got to shoot him a message. They said the GM, he said that he texted him an apology thing. I got to shoot him a message and let him know if I heard him, I really apologize.
That is right hilarious. Oh, see, it was pre-planned. You're good. You're good.
I don't know, man. The look on his face when you were shaking him like a rag doll is priceless.
We loved it.
Yeah, it was a really big deal.
All right, so we're going to turn. I don't know if you've been warned about the Boom Boom Room or not. Slade, should I even warn him?
No, you should just let him stroll on in there, man. Have a good time.
All right.
I think you'll be just fine.
All right. JC Latham, man, listen here. Right now, you are about to enter the Boom Boom Room. If you agree to walk in, the door is locked behind you. The only way the door can be unlocked is if you answer everything to the best of your ability, truthfully. Do you agree to these terms?
Yes, sir, I agree.
Bet.
Lock the door.
Ah, yes. One man on his way into the Boom Boom Room.
All right, JC, you're in the building, man. We appreciate you coming in. Now, the Boom Boom Room is brought to you by Low T Center. Let's dive straight into this. First of all, we just in here. It's just two of us just rapping and having a good time. Two fellas just talking. So I'm going to call you TK. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
All right, TK. First of all, TK, throw the yes, sir out. You can't come in the Boom Boom Room saying yes, sir. It's just me and my dog having a convo right
here. He's polite.
I got you. My bad.
No, it's all good. All right, TK. First and foremost, my first question. What influence did Coach Saban have on you and your career so far?
Yeah, he had an immense amount of influence. He was a legendary coach, the best coach of all time and for the college football level. And, just being able to be coached by him, discipline and, consistency and high value and characteristics was just next to none. I really appreciated it.
when you got to high school at IMG, who or what convinced you to switch to OL, man? Because that's not a sexy spot, man. D linemen get the praise. Ain't no stats for O linemen. Who helped you switch to that?
So my team, they actually had 3 guys get hurt. So 2 guys tore their ACL, 1 guy tore his MCL playing basketball in a crazy incident. Wow. I know it was crazy. So it was 2 weeks right before the first game. So, they just asked us. They were like, hey, we need JC and Tyler Booker to switch over to play tackle for us this year. And, so that's what we did.
Hey, man, all right, it's a different era right now with these kids growing up. Were you a guy that specialized in something in high school, or did you play multiple sports? And if you did, what sports were those?
Yeah, I played basketball, and I ran a little bit of track. But I was primarily like AAU basketball. My team was like we took it real serious. It was EYBL. We had Jalen Johnson. He played with the Atlanta Hawks, and then Patrick Baldwin Jr. He plays with the Washington Wizards. He was drafted by the Warriors. Got him a finals ring his rookie year. Our guy who was a year older, or 2 years older, his team lost, so he was just giving us looks on what to expect. Tyler Hero. So, we had a lot of talent in our room. David Joplin, he goes to Marquette. Yeah, we had a lot of great guys in our room and on our team. So it was really fun playing with them.
Yeah, y'all was deep in stack, man. All right, you got a day off, man, and you got to take me home with you. First and foremost, can you give me what we gonna do? Like, give me a day in the life of me and TK. What we doing? We cruising around. We checking out the old stomping grounds. You gonna take me to get something to eat, and you gotta buy me one thing. What you gonna buy me to let me know that TK messing with his boy?
Okay. That's a great question.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie though. I'll probably take you. So I was from Mississippi, so I'll probably show you Mississippi. I ain't never took anybody, not even my girlfriend or any of my exes, to Mississippi to show them where I was born and all that stuff. So if I was rocking with you heavy, I'll show you. I'll take you to Mississippi, show my stomping grounds where I was born. It's not a lot over there. You know what I'm saying? So.
It's just a day in the life. We just kicking it anyway, though. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. We kicking it. I'll take you by the church, where I was at, and I cook, so I'll probably have a nice cooked meal for you and everybody else in the city, so everybody can show out. We have a nice grand time. Yeah, so
I like that.
Great day.
I like that. All right, 2 last questions.
Wait, real quick. What you cooking, JC?
My go-to meal is hot honey jerk chicken over yellow bed of rice. And macaroni and cheese, and I'll just get some Hawaiian rolls. I make my bread from scratch, but when it comes to that meal, I like to get the Hawaiian rolls.
Hey, TK, I know a country boy when I know a country boy when I hear one, man. Say no more, man. I know one. That's what he do. Hey, man, it's real life in here. All right,
sure.
2 more questions. One is for you. I see, man, the spirituality is right there, man. You post the same each morning or each day or when it hits you on your social media. Just how strong is that for you in your process and in your journey in life?
Man, I can't lie to you, man. When I was growing up by the church, and at first I'm not gonna lie, I don't get scared of nothing. But I remember people telling me, they were like, "Yeah, man, you're gonna be a preacher when you get older," and I'm like, dog, I want to. You telling me what I'm going to do already? I'm only, 8 years old, so I was a little bit scared. I was like, dang, I want to do more, And as I got older, I started getting more and more connected with the Bible and learning about God's path. And, I go to church more often now than when I was at Alabama because it was an hour away. And, it was amazing. And that's when I realized, this is actually what I want to do. And it's crazy that they told me this when I was 8 and I wasn't ready for it, but now I'm ready for it. And just spreading the word of God just means so much to me. I remember there'll be situations. I remember one situation, I told God, I was struggling and I didn't want to worry no more. And one of the prayers say, give over all your worries to God and let him handle it. And I usually pray in the morning and at night, and I never pray throughout the day, because I don't really face too many adversities that put me in situations like that. But this was the one time it did. And I remember literally hitting my knees and praying. And when I tell you, as soon as I got done praying, within those 2 minutes, I got a phone call and everything just immediately turned around. And I just felt so blessed. And not one situation just opened my eyes where I was like this is like the power of God. This is the power of prayer, you know. And I want to bring other people to the light and show them how much it means and how much it can better your life by having God in your corner. So, people may not understand. Everybody's path is different, but I want them to show like no matter what it is, it's never too late. I felt like I was a little trouble kid when I was growing up until I got to IMG, and I went all around the country. I was born in Mississippi, but I moved to Wisconsin, then going to IMG, then to Alabama, all around the country, just to find out that my ultimate home might be back in Mississippi, preaching one day. And that whole journey took years, took over a decade for me to realize, but I realized it, and that's my path. Someone else's path might be different, but God's always here waiting for you.
Man, continue to spread the faith and shine your light, man. The last one for you. When you walk out of a room, you got 5 minutes to be in a room. What is the impact, or what do you want people walking out of that room with you to say about JC TK Latham?
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a football relative thing, I want them to know I'm a hard worker and I'm gonna be special within the sport. I want to go down as one of the best. But if it's just an in general thing, I want them to feel better about their day. I want to uplift people and their moods and have them, there's people out there where you just meet them and have a great time in whatever situation you were dealing with before. You feel better about it after. I want them to have people.
TK, listen here, man. You're welcome anytime to get us some of that jerk chicken, man. We will be sitting on the front porch, hands out in palms. We don't need no plate or nothing, man. You made it out of the boom boom room. Unlock the door.
I appreciate that.
Well. Looks like you did good in the boom boom room.
JC, I got to say this, though. The way you talk, your faith, I know that Titans fans and our listeners are seriously falling in love with you with this conversation.
No question.
No question. But then you watch you on the field, just the way you play, how rough you are, how physical you are, how strong you are. It's such a distinct difference. Have you always had that strength, as a kid?
Yeah, when I play sports, it's my alter ego coming out, and that's the one time, when my mind just slows down to where I'm in a realm within itself, and no other plane exists besides the court or the field, and that's why I did my French King. I wanted to have a standard, my mentor in high school, George Hagan, was best friends with Prime Time, Deion Sanders himself. So when I wanted to think about why I wanted to name myself, to hold myself to a standard, I wanted to similar to Prime Time. So Trench King, that's my alter ego, and he's a person within himself. So that's why y'all see that major flip switch go off when I'm on that field. It's a whole different person coming out.
I mean, your pastor, JC, off the field, you said flip the switch on the field. How much fun do you have just mauling 300-plus pound human beings?
I mean, that ability, it's like dunking a basketball, when like LeBron, I know you guys seen the dunk when he had a fast break and, someone was guarding him from the side. Paul George stepped in front of him and he just dunked on him. That's one of those feelings you're just taking another grown man's will. I don't want to throw Paul George under the bus and nothing like that. But, that's just one of those things where it's your will against theirs and it's just overwhelming.
JC Latham with us, new Titans offensive tackle. Real quick, so Bill Callahan comes to the Titans, and I started talking about how he's the best offensive line coach in football, and my colleague here, Don Davenport, says, well, he's not Jesus. And I said, well, he is offensive line Jesus, so we call him OLJ. I'm curious to learn more about that 2-hour conversation. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's only Jesus, that, but he is the best at what he does. That conversation, it was amazing. He asked me where I was from. He asked me about my background, and just going over, how did I make that transition to O-line, right tackle, left tackle, guard. We talked about so many different pass sets. I showed him what my pass set is, how I get out, and he was like, yeah, I noticed you do this and that. Let's change it and do this. And he's like, you see how you're more under control, you're quicker to the spot, and you're ready to fight. Try to do this, weight distribution, hand placement, things of that nature, knee bend and drive and all those type of things, the strike zone with your hands, the positioning of your body. The conversation just goes on, and I'm taking notes, and I'm just sitting there and just really ecstatic about it. And then, we're just talking about life, what we like to do and all that stuff. So, that's why the conversation just went for, 2 hours. Like when you're playing a video game, you play a game and next thing you know, 2 or 3 hours go by, you didn't even feel like it. So
I'll bet you came out of that conversation going, man, I hope they take me. I want to be coached by this guy right here.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking, I was like, damn, I know I've already had a lot of other visits, and I know that a lot of other coaches are great. But the way this guy's just a technician, man, I know they're going to pick an O-lineman, and one of us are going to get a technician as a coach, and one of us is going to be really lucky.
Man, that is awesome. Okay, so a lot of the talk now is, and Rand Carthon was like, listen, he's going to play on the left. He is our left tackle. And, people will say, okay, but he hasn't played left tackle, since high school, or at least not started there. What is the most difficult thing, whether it's kind of educate me, is it technical, fundamental, is it mentality? What's the most difficult thing to switch from right tackle to left tackle?
Yeah, it's really about, like, for example, as I told people, you're right-handed now. If I told you to use your left hand for a year or two and then tell you to go back to your right hand, after that, it'll be awkward at first, but it's like riding a bike. You'll fall right back into it. So, you'll figure out all the riding motions that you used to have with the other hand, and, it won't take you long to figure it out, So I played left tackle when I first started off. I played right guard and right tackle at Bama, and then my junior year, I played a lot of left tackle throughout practices and numerous practices. So, when it came down to it, it wasn't like this is something I don't know how to do. It's going just riding the bike again.
Yeah.
JC, give us a Nick Saban story, man. We talked to Rashawn Evans a few years ago, and he talked about how Nick Saban was dancing in his living room during recruiting,
which went viral.
Yeah. How did Nick get you down to Alabama?
Yeah, I really didn't have like a Nick Saban story as far as getting me to Alabama, because we had COVID, so he was just talking to me. I'm not gonna lie, the cat. I love talking to him. But I remember a Nick Saban story is funny. So I got 2 of them. So I'm gonna say the short one and then the long one first. So the short one, my junior year, we were in California practicing for the Rose Bowl. And we had parents there and recruits there. So we were practicing, and, players, we swear on the stuff and we're on the field. And we swore one time, and Saban goes, would you stop swearing? We got parents in the crowd, X, Y, and Z. So all the players are kind of like spooked. So in my head, I'm like, ain't you the main one who be swearing? Like, what? So, like, 2 plays later, something happened, and then he got mad. He's like, are you? And he starts swearing again, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, Coach, you got to stop swearing. We got players, or we got parents in the crowd. And then everybody's like, no, just, don't say it to him. Like, and it was funny, y'all. That was a funny one. But, another one more on a serious note, my freshman year, if you're connected with Alabama, the fourth quarter program is no joke. Even with Coach DeBoer, he keeps it all the same. And I remember on like my first day when Saban showed up, everybody said the workouts aren't as hard, but like when Saban shows up, it's hard. So I'm like, what do you mean when Saban shows up? They're like, he has a program only for February that he shows up to get you ready for practice, and that's the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life probably. I'm like, ain't no way. So like we're out here running, and I'm telling you like my back's tightening up. Like after it's an hour of straight running, you get a 1-minute break. And that's when you're allowed to get water, but you can't even stop to get water. You got to keep walking. So it's like 30, 45 minutes in, and my back's locking up. And I'm like, dude, like, there's no way, like I got to keep going. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate my effort to keep going. And then after my back starts locking up, my eyes start, like, everything starts going black. And it just started, like, closing in like a circle. I'm thinking I'm finna pass out. So I'm talking to, like, Evan Neal. This is my freshman year, and Evan's like, oh, no, you good, boss. If you pass out, we'll get you back up and you'll finish this workout. I'm like, that's when it clicked. Like, I'm like, okay, this is why Alabama's Alabama, because these guys are going through intense. It's February. We don't play until, I'm like, yeah. So then I'm talking to the trainer, trying to get a Tylenol. I know it's not going to do nothing right now, but it may be help on the back end. And Saban goes, what are we doing walking? if my butt itches, I'm still gonna. If my butt stings or something like, he said, oh, if his butt hurts, he's still gonna wipe and something like that. So I'm just like, yo, there's no way that he just said that. He yelled at me about it. So I'm like, dog, my back's locked up, everything's going black, and he still wants me to keep going. So that's the standard that Saban holds at Alabama. So yeah,
That is
it was intense.
I think you'll be ready for training camp, brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely. I know I will. Yeah.
One last one, JC, on the way out. What do you think about Will Levis?
He's a great quarterback with a bright future. You know, he did a lot of great things last year. I remember seeing one game where he came back when he was down by like 14 against the team. He brought the team back into a victory. I think it was against the Dolphins, but I could be wrong.
Miami.
Yeah, he brought the team back in victory. You know, a quarterback like that is what the team stands for. You know, being resilient and relentless. And you know, he did his job. And now, you know, he's starting quarterback of the team, and yeah, he has an amazing amount of potential left that he hasn't even tapped into yet. So it's really exciting around here.
JC, you just made a lot of fans, man.
Love it, TK.
Love it. Trench
Thank
King.
you. I appreciate it.
Hey, hey, man, we can't wait to meet you face to face. Really appreciate the time, and I know you're going to love the city, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I'm really excited.
All right, there is JC Latham, new Titans offensive tackle.